He's got a voice like solid gold and a twinkle in his eye. And keeping that eye firmly placed on our parliamentarian buddies is Tony Amos. We welcome Tony and the weekly political roundup.
Tony.
Jared Smith, how are you?
Yes.
Compliments of the season.
Yes. Merry Christmas Day.
How do you do?
Do you believe it, Tony? This is the last show for 2009.
It's a good thing, isn't it, eh? It's a good thing that 2009 has gone that way because, like we said on last week's show, most of us are pretty pleased to say sayonara, goodbye to 2009. And come on, bring it on, 2010.
Tony, thank you for being a wonderful political correspondent for The Beat Goes On.
We couldn't do it without our wonderful politicians, could we? Eh?
No, without them, you would have no job, Tony.
Well, look, politicians, who are they? They are people that we taxpayers pay, to entertain us. And you know what? Sometimes they do.
So, Tony, I suggest that let's just do a roundup of 2009 politically.
Look at the politicians, the rooters and looters of public life. And let's look globally first. Barack Obama. That's right, America's first half-white president. He was given the Nobel Peace Prize in 2009. Yes, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. Now, it's intriguing, isn't it? The commander-in-chief of the forces that are invading Iraq and Afghanistan, they're at war, he was given the Nobel Peace Prize. How does that make sense?
Work that one out.
Work that one out, indeed. And of course, locally, here, back home in New Zealand, we had a bit of activity here, didn't we, eh? Helen Clark had gone to the United Nations, so she wasn't in Parliament. Michael Cullen lingers to his mates. We missed his sharp wit and other stuff too in the theatre of Parliament. And we started the year without them. And then we lost someone on the way. Yeah, Richard Worth. Remember? What's a Dick Worth in Parliament? Not much these days. Richard Worth, he had a bit of a scandal. He left Parliament. He's gone. We had some other revelations as well, didn't we, eh? Yeah. Lockjaw Smith, the Speaker of Parliament, got married to a woman. Other stuff happened as well that took our intrigue. Rodney's thick hide. Yes, the Minister of Local Government, the man who was always on about, busting the perks, well, he got busted, didn't he, eh?
So give us that wonderful line, Tony, that you came up with about 5 or 6 weeks ago. We all loved it.
Oh, that was when we established that Rodney Hyde's new girlfriend had a firm grip on his perk. That's Rodney's thick hide, otherwise known as shallow yellow to his mates, both of them.
That could have been the best line of the year, Tony.
It could have been. And then, of course, Bill English, the man of many rorts. Housing rorts, Television New Zealand promo rorts, self-drive car rorts. Poor Bill. So Bill was christened with a new name. We now know Bill English as the digital double-dipping dipstick from Dipton. What a wonderful title. And what else happened this year? Well, Tariana Turia, the co-leader of the Maori Party. Remember, the Maori Party doesn't represent Maori. It represents people who support the Maori Party. That's who it represents. Often there's a bit of confusion. People think it represents Maori. It does not. Co-leader Tariana Turia, who was to retire, she's announced she's not retiring. She's addressing her health. She's taken some time out to have a David Longy-like stomach stapling operation. And I say good luck to her. And then, of course, one of her junior colleagues, Hone Harawira. Yes, Hone made the news for all the wrong reasons, and Hone showed us the true colours and helped us all learn a bit more about the Māori Party as well. So it's been quite a year, hasn't it, eh? I mean, lots of other stuff happened as well, but they are the significant political things that happen in New Zealand, if you like. And of course, there's a bit in the wash-up now too. There's a bit of privatisation movement around. Television New Zealand, they're taking the charter, our government is taking the charter away from TVNZ, so it just becomes a full-on commercial entity, getting ready to be sold. Of course, John Key, Shonky Jonky, the Prime Minister, he made the promise the government would not sell any assets in the first term. So what they're doing, of course, is getting assets ready to sell in the next term. And they just might get that opportunity. So TVNZ, no charter, getting ready to be sold. The super city of Auckland getting sorted out because the ports of Auckland, that's right, it's a wonderfully huge, fat billion-dollar asset. It's getting ready to be sold as well. Changes to the ACC, Accident Compensation Corporation, getting ready to be sold. And of course, Jerry Brownlee, Energy Minister, told us of some changes to the power generation and power distribution and retailing. Some changes there, again, getting ready to be sold. That's the agendas.
Thank you, Tony, for that roundup for 2009. Now, Tony, well, everybody else missed it, but the intrepid reporters at The Beat Goes On tracked it down. It was in a newspaper from Fiji, and it was completely missed, Tony.
Well, the story that you brought to our attention, Jared, is about some New Zealand bulls that have been dispatched to Fiji to help increase their dairy production. But it hasn't quite worked to the plan. First of all, they tell us that the bulls haven't been mating. Why haven't they been mating? Apparently, they are too big for the cows. The other factor they say in Fiji with our bulls from New Zealand is that it's a bit hot for them and they've been in the shade, haven't felt like mating. Well, by Joves, that doesn't sound like good Kiwi male stuff to me.
No.
They need a trainer. So we've engaged Tiger Woods. He's on his way to Fiji now. He's going to show them how to do it. Bull up.
See you next year, Tony.
He's out there in the rain,